Hey guys, welcome back to the CulePodcast. Welcome back to another video. And on today's video, guys, we're going to be celebrating Barcelona's season. We're going to be celebrating with Barcelona as we have achieved the domestic treble. We have won the Supercopa de España, we have won the Copa del Rey, and we have won La Liga. We are the best team in Spain this season. Unfortunately, we weren't able to win the UCL, but we're going to be looking at the photos from Barcelona's parade, their bus tour, talking about Lamine Yamal, the impact that he's had this season, Hansi Flick. We'll be looking at everything. But guys, before I get started on the video, make sure to follow me on all of my social media platforms. Everything is posted down below. And if you also want to become a member, the link is also posted down below. But guys, as always, let's get started with the video. All right, guys, let's get started with the video and let's look at the photos from Barcelona as they were able to celebrate and go on that bus parade and showcase the trophies that we have won this season. Right here, you can see the entire Barcelona squad, staff, players, board, everything. You even see Joan Laporta in the photo. You see Hansi Flick. You see literally everyone in the photo. Everyone was celebrating the victory and everything. But what a moment it is to be a Barcelona fan. You know, Barcelona, they had such an amazing season, playing some fantastic football, winning all three trophies in Spain. As I said, La Liga, Supercopa de España, and Copa del Rey, playing some fantastic football and honestly creating history. Because when we look at the amount of times that Barcelona, they have achieved the domestic double, it doesn't count as domestic treble necessarily, but Barcelona, they're the team that have done it the most times in history. You can see right here, Marca reports that Barcelona, they've won the domestic double 9 times, basically almost double that of Atletico Madrid and more than double that of Real Madrid. We know that Real Madrid, even though they have the most La Liga titles, they're not necessarily a team that is able to achieve that domestic double, and that just speaks to the quality of Barcelona. Continuing on, you see some of the photos right here. You see Pedri alongside Eric Garcia celebrating the La Liga trophy, and with the other trophies right there on the side. And speaking on Pedri, guys, I want to congratulate Pedri for achieving a unique and fantastic milestone because he has played 200 games for Barcelona. And going into the season, we were talking about, can we have a fit Pedri for the entirety of the season? And that's what we did have this season. And it's crazy because we've been saying this time and time again. If Pedri is able to be fit, you're going to see the best midfielder in the world. And Pedri not only met those expectations, but he was genuinely fighting to be the best player in the world in general, just out and now. And that's absolutely crazy. And you even saw some videos of the Barcelona squad, you know, parading Pedri, you know, in the locker room. They were chanting his name and everything. And that's just such a wholesome moment because Pedri, he's what, 21, 22 years of age. He's gone through periods of injuries where he's been in and out of the team because of those injuries, but he's been able to have a redemption season where he's been able to play almost every single game, and the impact that he's been able to bring to this squad is amazing. And honestly, I feel so proud of Pedri for the work that he has been able to do this season. Best midfielder in the world by far. Continuing on with the photos, you see Barcelona right here parading with with the crowd and everything. You saw flares being popped and everything. But looking at the photos, looking at the team, man, it's hard not to be excited and enjoy this moment. And when we talk about who was the genius, who was the architect behind Barcelona's season, we have to go no further than that of Hansi Flick. As I said before in yesterday's match reaction, he had limited resources in the summer. He only had relatively one signing in Dani Olmo. He had the same squad that Xavi had. He had a very young squad, and he was able to turn that young and inexperienced squad into a team that generally could have won everything there is in the world of football. Barcelona went in a super deep run in the Champions League. We were only 2 minutes away from the UCL final. We won all the trophies that there is in Spain, and not only were we winning, were we playing, getting the results, but we were playing some very attractive football, the best football in the world. And Rafa Yuste, Barcelona vice president, he has confirmed, as I've been saying, on the channel and that of multiple other reports, Hansi Flick is going to be extending for one more year until 2027. And in regards to the announcement, Rafa Yuste, he says, we might announce Hansi Flick's new deal next week. It's all done and sealed until June 2027. And that's absolutely fantastic because we want this good sensation. We want Hansi Flick to continue at the helm. And what we have to do this summer is we have to give him all the necessary reinforcements, help him as much as possible, because next season we only want one trophy. We want to go after the big one. We want to win the Champions League. It's been way too long for a club of Barcelona's stature to not win that illustrious trophy. We want to win it. And continuing on with Barcelona's parade, the celebration photos. You see right here, the confetti being thrown in the air. It was just absolutely amazing. You saw the Barcelona players right here enjoying the moment, taking the photos, looking cool and everything. You even see Nico Martinez right there in the back alongside Eric Garcia, Dani Olmo, and Robert Lewandowski. And I actually saw this photo after the match. But this is Szczesny smoking his cigar. And when we talk about Szczesny, when we talk about the impact that he was able to have into this team, Szczesny has been absolutely fantastic, guys, because Szczesny, he came in into a Barcelona team that needed a replacement. Well, not necessarily needed a replacement, but needed a stopgap, a Band-Aid, because Ter Stegen, he's picked up that injury. We needed someone to come in, and just do a job. And he did that exactly, perfect. Of course, he could have done more necessarily in those games against Inter, but at the same time, it's not because of him that we lost that tie. We're looking at, details and fine margins. But Szczesny, overall, he came in and he did his job. He did his job, and right now, we're going to have to see whether or not Barcelona, they are going to, Szczesny is going to decide on whether he's going to be accepting Barcelona's contract extension. Let's see what happens in regards to that. If he does leave, it's been a fantastic 6-7 months with Szczesny, able to come in, win 3 trophies out of retirement, and just sail off into the sunset. But another player who we have to talk about, guys, is Lamine Yamal, because he's been Barcelona's star. He's been Barcelona's, I would say, gem and most decisive player alongside Rafinha and Pedri this season. Lamine Yamal is absolutely insane, guys. We are looking at the best player in the world right here, and it's crazy to say because he is only 17 years of age. And I understand that some people are saying, hey, he's too young, his stats aren't matching that. But you just have to look at him. You have to look at how he conducts himself on the pitch, how he performs, and there's no one in the world of football that you can say, hey, he is by far better than Lamine Yamal. You even have Lamine Yamal saying to the Barcelona fans that this is not going to be the end. He says, to all the Barca fans, I want to say that this is only just the beginning. It's impossible to get tired of winning. That's something I always keep in mind. And he's saying, this is just the start. This is going to be the start of something beautiful. And we want that to happen because Lamine Yamal, he's looking better and better and better. And the sky is the ceiling in regards to this star. And it's not only, us Barcelona fans who are saying this, it's also Rio Ferdinand, for example. We've seen Cole Palmer praise Lamine Yamal. We talked about it before on the channel. But, Rio Ferdinand, he says, I dare say that Lamine Yamal is at a much higher level than any other player in the top 5 leagues. I don't think there's a more exciting player to go to a stadium and watch right now. He should win the Ballon d'Or, Ballon d'Or, Ballon d'Or. Having done what he's done since winning the Euros, scoring in the Champions League round of 16, quarterfinals, and semis, he deserves it. There are players who also have those stats, but the game isn't just about that. It's about what you can see with your eyes, the feeling that that player gives, and the impact he can have on the stadium and on the people at home, keeping them on the sofa and lifting them up. And that's exactly what Lamine Yamal does. He gives you that feeling that says, hey, something is going to happen. And you saw that. You saw who was the player that scored the opening goal, the title clinching goal. It was Lamine Yamal. He cuts inside, puts in the top bins, beats Juan Garcia, who's been having a fantastic season for Espanyol. And you have later on him giving the assist to Fermin Lopez, who seals the deal. But Lamine Yamal right here, guys, absolutely fantastic. Barcelona's emerging superstar. And could we see this image recreated in these next upcoming months? We're going to have to see. But Barcelona celebrating their domestic treble. What a moment to be a Barcelona fan, guys. And every one of you Barcelona fans deserves to celebrate this moment. But as Lamine Yamal said, this is only the beginning. We're going to be aiming for a lot more. We're going to be aiming for that Champions League next season. And I absolutely cannot wait for what Hansi Flick, Barcelona, and Lamine Yamal have in store for us next season. But guys, let me know your guys' thoughts down below. What was your best moment in regards to that Barcelona parade? I want to hear all your thoughts and comments down below. But as always, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. I'm going to see you guys all in the next video. Peace out, guys.
Eso es